All right, Noob here, and I have become your resident crack reporter on all things Last of Us, especially Last of Us Season 2. And before I get into a controversial story about Bella Ramsey and Isabela Merced that may or may not be true, hopefully it's true, who's to say? But before I get into that, let you guys know, just want to tell everyone that's out there that supports the show, likes, subscribes, comments, members, everybody that likes our channel, you guys are the best. Keep it coming. We appreciate it. And then remember, for just $1, I can afford to then buy some more tuna sandwiches because that's all I can really afford to keep up my protein levels. I do have high levels of mercury and probably will die in the next 7 days. But if you want to support me, support my quest for tuna and my poor hunger habits. I don't really know. Didn't have anything to say there, so I made it up. Anyway, let's get back to it. So we have another story. And again, this is pretty hilarious if it's true, where they're going after Bella Ramsey. So the situation is, obviously, if everyone has watched The Last of Us Season 2, there was some steamy scenes between Dina and Ellie, and apparently Isabela Merced, I read a report, did not really take much time beyond that initial reading to go ahead and clarify whether it's true or not. So let's just say it's true. I read a report that during the rehearsals and the actual filming of that scene where they're getting down and dirty, literally, because they are very dirty in Seattle, there was some inappropriate touching. So Bella went a little too far in the no-go zone. You know what I'm saying? She, he, she, they, it, I don't know. She could be a fucking Oreo for all I know how she describes herself. But she went a little hard in the paint trying to get some good old Dina action, and during those rehearsals, and she might have actually went down and tinkled her Twilight Zone. So Isabela Merced came out and was like, that was inappropriate. That was a little bit too much for me. I wasn't super happy with how you tried to diddle me. So that's kind of the precipice of that, and I don't know if that's true or not. Hopefully it is, but I'm an introspective person. All right, so I can see from both sides. All right, we got Isabella's side, we got Team Bella Ramsey, we got Team Isabela. Obviously, Team Isabella, she's the hottest human being on earth. So let's just stop right there. We're always going to support her over Moonface, but take it from Moonface's perspective. You're Bella Ramsey. You don't know whether you're a fucking ogre, a dude, a girl. You don't know what you are. And then come here, you get a show, and they cast Isabela Merced to play your love interest in Season 2. You've struck gold, all right? You're never going to get another chance to ever really come around that level of hotness again. And you're in rehearsals, you're like, hey, maybe I want to go lesbian for a little bit. Let's see how it feels. Am I going to get another shot at this golden puss? Who's to say? Let's dive in, okay? I'm not sure I'd blame her. When are you ever going to have that chance again to strike gold? You are a miner in the 1960s in San Francisco. You're trying to mine gold, all right? You're going in there. You're going hands deep. You're going, right in, full claw, okay? So I get what she did there, and it makes sense. And then also, from Isabella's perspective, you have a fucking mongoloid trying to sexually assault you, and you're like, what's happening? Please, no, daddy, yamite. That also makes sense. So I kind of get both sides. I don't necessarily blame Bella Ramsey. I think if I was in that same case, hey, give it a go, give it a shot. Now, again, obviously I'm a little bit better looking than Bella Ramsey, so I think I would win Isabella's heart the normal way. But if I knew, hey, that's just a no-go from the start. Marriage and future children and a life filled with happiness and love with the hottest person ever. Besides my fiance, obviously. Silly questions. I would go. Why not? Go do a couple jail sentences, get doxxed from Hollywood for a little bit, because I think everyone's realizing Bella Ramsey can't fucking act, and her one expression is just straight moonface and anger. I guess she's good at being angry that she's a moonface, so she has that going for her. But anyway, I'm not sure if anyone's actually read this story. I'm not sure if it's real. Hopefully it is, and they replace Ellie and just make it the Dina show, because that would make it so much better in seasons 3 and 4. I'm not even sure it's going to get to season 4 because the ratings are going to fall off a cliff. But let's come on here, talk about the spicy details of a supposed story, and really give both sides. I think both sides are very important to to connect the dots and understand where they're coming from. And Bella, you might suck at acting, you might not be the best Ellie, but hey, you went for it. I'll give you credit. So until then, we're on to the next one.